Honestly, if you're a total beginner, all you need right now is just a pair of sticks and a drum pad. You can come a long way just by having these two things. The really cool thing about learning the drums is that you don't need to buy a whole new kit and spend thousands of dollars. What you do need is just a basic pad and drumsticks, and that will only cost you 20 to 30 bucks. Here's what I recommend. Go to any music store or Amazon.com and search drum pad. All these drum pads are great, so you can go with any of them. You also need a couple of drumsticks. There are many great drumsticks brands, and starting out, it's really not important which one you choose, as long as they feel good in your hands. The Zildjians here are really good, so I definitely recommend these if you don't know what to get. Now you don't need to have your own drum set. You can easily rent one to begin with. You can rent a rehearsal studio on a weekly or a monthly basis. In my case, I started to borrow the drums at my school, and whenever they were available, I would just lock myself inside and I would just sit and practice for hours. I didn't have my own drum set for years, so it's definitely possible to be a drummer without having your own drum set. If you want to go and purchase a drum set, please make sure that you spend some time to learn a thing or two on the drums before you go out and spend a lot of money on a kit. Because you can spend thousands of dollars on a drum set, but if you don't know how to play it, it'll just be a waste of money. So I highly recommend that you wait until you're confident in your fundamental drumming skills, or until you're sure of that drumming is something you want to stick with. But if you are there and you want to take it to the next step, then buying a drum kit would be the best investment that you could do for yourself. Starting out, you don't need to buy an entire new kit. There's plenty used drum sets that's in great shape and that comes a little bit cheaper than a whole new kit. Drum sets costs $300 to $1,000 on average. You get what you pay for, but unless you're a professional drummer, a beginner or intermediate drum set for between $300 to $1,000 will do the job. You also need to consider whether you want to get a regular acoustic drum kit or an electric one. If you live in an apartment in the city, then an electric drum kit would probably fit better. Taking lessons from an experienced drummer will help you develop your skills much faster than you would if you were to practice on your own. The fact that you bought this masterclass means that you want to take your drumming seriously, and that's awesome. You'll get very far if you follow these lessons and really take your time to practice the things that I'm going to teach you. The last thing I want you to get is a metronome. Now you don't need to spend a lot of money on metronomes. There's a bunch of great metronomes on your phone for free. But if you have trouble concentrating on your practice when you have your phone on you, I'll suggest you get a metronome so you can put your phone away. You can get a decent metronome in any music store or on Amazon.com for 20 to 30 bucks. It's a great tool to have since drumming is all about keeping a steady tempo. And that's really all you need. Drumsticks, drum pad, metronome, and later on a drum kit.